All right, guys. So yeah, this video is all about abundance and greed. You know, when we get greedy because we have abundance, it destroys us as humans. And you know, proportion, timing, all of those things, we need that to keep our mind in check. You know, so yeah, the video I'm about to shoot and talk about right now, guys, is to help people like myself that has access to abundance and have access to things that's gonna make us better people, but can somehow use it to destroy ourselves. All right, guys, so today we're enjoying the beautiful Florida Keys, and what we want to do today is talk about how we can become a better person. Not only become a better person, but help other people that is watching us and that is listening to us and that is seeing our videos and our ads and everything, to also, be the person that they always want to be. So, I'm here with my buddy CJ. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and yeah, we're going to just make sure everybody gets some games.
Hey, Brad, so I was watching YouTube last night, right?
Yeah.
With Myron Golden. I don't know if you know this big
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I know. He's in Miami.
Pastor. All right.
Uh-huh.
And he said, everyone trying to become something, right? They're trying to have. But the Bible says you should be, then do, then have. Be the person you need to be, not want to be. Just be the person today. Do what the person do, because you are being the person, and then you're gonna have what the person have because you're being the person that have the thing that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Well, one of the thing is, a lot of people don't reach where they want to reach in life because they get crowded. They get crowded by opportunities. Opportunities are really good, but how much opportunity are you going to focus on at once? How many people are you going to help at once? How many schedule you're going to have for that one day? I mean, no, you cannot do too much, and this is one of the things that destroy us as a younger generation. Opportunity has been here for years, but right now in America, 2026, it's out of control. The opportunity that is here, it's a great thing, but it also allow young people to be lost. They don't know themselves anymore. They start to actually get devoured by all these opportunities. They start something and it gets hard and they stop. Because what happened is they're emulating the end result of what it means to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be that entrepreneur. Everybody wants to make the money. But when it gets hard, because there's so much opportunity, people shuts down and say, let me get to something else that is easier.
Why do you think that is?
There's too much abundance, and abundance is what causes, us to forget. Let me give you an example. I have a dog at my house, and when we feed that dog, we were realizing it wasn't eating the food, and we're saying to ourselves, why is this dog not eating the food? Good food, every food we get, give to the dog, eat it for 1 week, and then it stops. And they say, wow, think the dog is sick, we take the dog to the doctor, we don't know what's wrong with the dog. 1 week, eat the food, stop. We feed the dog twice a day. In the morning, in the night. Big portions of food. I said to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take away the opportunity from this dog to have so much food hanging around all day, where it walk past the pan 3-4 times a day, and it just see the food and smell the food and all of that. This is what I did. So I limit the amount of food that I give the dog. So I used to fill the pan in the morning. I come back in the evening, it's empty. I fill it again. I put half that food into the pan. Dog eats it in the morning, drink water, go and lie down, happy for the rest of the day. In the evening now, I do the same thing, but this is the trick that I use. I take away the abundance. I put the food down. The dog eat the food within a half an hour time frame. And then I take the food up. Whatever is left, I take it up and put it away. And just leave water there. When I feed the dog in the night, half an hour. Eat, gone. Take the food up. I keep moving the food all the time. As soon as he eats, she walks away from the food, I move the food. It's gone. And you know what I realize? Every time it goes there and it doesn't see the food, she drinks the water. She drinks the water and go back and lay down. But where the big change made was every time she eats, she was leaving food over. She wasn't eating all the food. But because she know now that I'm going to pick the food up, you know what she does? Every time she go there, she eat all the food. So I can't even get to pick the food up. She's eating all the food before I move the pan. Because she knows within 30 minutes, that food is going to be gone completely. And I'm saying this to say, when there is abundance, there is complaint. You understand? People start complaining and forgetting and getting used to and getting accustomed to seeing all these things hanging around all day, every day. When there is scarcity, people start to move with urgency and start to, okay, no, I gotta get this done today. I gotta move now. Because the abundance is not there to spoil people. You understand what I mean? So with that being said, let me just finish the story with the dog. So what I realize is, if you put too much food in front of the dog does not eat the food. He sees it all day long, walking by, it does not eat it. And with that being said, this dog now is on one food for like a year now. Same food. She don't want anything else, just that one food. And the only thing that I did was take away the abundance. That's the only thing I did. And what that shows me is sometimes we have to take the abundance away from ourselves. We need to take the abundance away from ourselves and start focusing on what we have in front of us. And once we do that, then we're going to realize that all the things that we're crave for and we want to do and we have this and we're spread so thin, once that is gone and we have what we actually need and we're focusing on it, it's going to be so easy. Life is going to become so simple. You're going to be happier and also you're going to be in better mental frame.
So you're saying that we can have so much that we got comfortable and ungrateful for all the stuff that we have and we take advantage of it.
Yes, so we as human, we want the best for ourselves. So when we see a lot, we take a lot. I give you an example. I was seeing on the news where in Miami, it's the mango season in Miami right now, and people were walking past and they see the mango tree full in these multi-million-dollar property, and they will go there and they will pick one and they will leave, and that's fine. But one of the ladies noticed this. A guy came there with a big bag and he picked all the low-hanging fruit and he put it in the bag and he left.
What?
All the low-hanging fruit. He just come there with a bag and he just picks them and he put them in there and he left. And what that tells me is, look, if he had gone there and picked one, maybe two, one for him, one for his wife, and he walked away, it would have never made the news. That scenario would never made the news. But what happened is when people see abundance, they want it. They don't think about it. Listen, I bet you 99% of those mangoes is probably going to stay on his kitchen counter and spoil. You understand? But what happened is when people see abundance, they start to choke and greed. You know what I mean? And that right there will destroy you as a human being, because we're not made for abundance. Our ancestor had to hunt animals and kill them to eat, to survive, and sometimes days they don't see an animal pass. So when they get food, they eat all of it. The skin, they don't throw it away. They make clothes with it because they don't know when they're going to see another gazelle. They don't know when.
Or better yet, we were made for abundance but not greed. Or we have to be careful not to make the abundance become greed. Because you have people with scarcity mindset think that enough money is not out there, so they don't even try. So it's like a double-edged sword, right?
Well, what happened is machine has changed our brain. Our brain is not made for abundance. Machine has created abundance. Because before the 1800s, people used to have to plant stuff, one plant with their hand, and people were healthier back then. You didn't have all these brain problems and sickness from kids and just all of that stuff. You never had that. The fertilizer, all of that stuff. So now because we're not made for abundance, we're starting to get sick. We're starting to develop all kind of psychopathic things. You know, back in those days, you never had these diseases. Where they come from? They are coming from abundance. When you drink a beer, in those days, that beer had to sit there for 6 months, fermenting, before you drink it. So when you drink that, you feel good. You feel like you've actually attained something. Now you can drink beer till you have liver failure. So our brain is not designed to deal with it. Now we're understanding that as humans now. So now people are, you know, creating portion, and now they have servings on before they didn't have how much serving it was on the bottles. And now the companies are forced to put how many serving is in how many and all of that, so people understand portions. Because before, when the machines came in, they never had portions on all of that stuff and how many calories and all of that stuff. And the reason why that came in was they start to have obese problem, they have to start to have sugar problem, diabetes, all of that stuff they start to have, because our brains are not used to abundance. We will eat one snack for 10 years straight every single day, and we don't know what amount of stuff. The same snack in the 1800, we only get to eat it only one time a year, in July. Only in July, and we have to eat it then, and then after that it's done. Back in those days, mango only bear in the summer. Now we have mango year round. So God created us with a time frame for abundance. We got an abundance amount of mango in the summer, and then it cut off. We don't see mango again until that time. So God innately adjusts our life with how he produced stuff on earth for us. But what happened is machine and technologies, you know, start to change the chemistry of these plants, and they don't know when it's summer. The plant don't know when it's winter. It doesn't know none of that stuff. So now we're getting the fruits whenever we want, and that is why we have diabetes. Because look, now you eat mangoes, that's a lot of sugar. You eat a lot of mangoes right through the year because you eat it because you love it. Back in those days, we eat it because it's available. You understand? So we weren't made for abundance. Look, one of the wickedest things a man can do to himself is always have pleasure all the time. Always have pleasure. He's always entertained. He's always stimulated. He's never off that high pitch. I hear Will Smith say something similar one time. He said, when you get to the pinnacle of pleasure, it's so dangerous up there that you can die. You're not made to have so much dopamine in your brain at the same time. And what happened is that creates this dangerous atmosphere for everyone. And that is why a guy could just pull out a gun and kill somebody else. Because you know why? Because abundance. He have a gun, he has several bullets. Back in those days, you only have an arrow. So you're not trying to kill everybody here. You get what I'm saying? No, everything is abundance. So that is what makes our decision skills so poor in dealing with this life. The abundance.
So in other words,
Over-consuming. Okay, let me ask you a question. Cherry. Do you know that cherry was only available one time a year back in the days? Do you know pineapple was only one time a year?
I think all fruits are like the seasons.
Season. But why did God put it like that? Why did God create a season for everything? Why? He created us. He created our biology. He created everything. Why did he create a season for everything? Why? You know why? No, because not to practice. Our biology cannot handle pineapple right through the year. Too much acid. It's too much. So now when you eat pineapple right through the year, every day, all day, vitamin C, what happened now? Your biology start to throw off. So now you start to develop some kind of issue. You're not supposed to eat that all the time.
So practice moderation, a little bit of everything.
You cannot eat, I'll tell you this. You weren't supposed to eat the same fruit every day for breakfast. You're not supposed to eat, let's use kiwi. You're not supposed to eat kiwi every single day. You're not supposed to. Why? Because kiwi was only a certain time of the year when you eat that. But here's a crazy thing. This is how smart God is. He always have a fruit in season with different chemistry for your body. Isn't? Think about that.
For that season.
For that season. So when you come off, okay, example, you come off mango right now. There's another fruit. I can't tell you what fruit, but there is another fruit that's going to come in season. So there's always a fruit. There's always something that is in season that our body actually need. But once we start to go around that, this is what abundance do. So yeah, I don't want to stray too far from the point, but what I'm really trying to say is here, we have to control our abundance. You know, when we limit what we want, our psychology, our body, our brain, our sleep, everything is going to get better. Because now we are not performing off what we saw in a video. We're performing off our real ability. We go to bed on time. We wake up on time. The water we drink is fresh water. You know what I mean? So now you can't be sick because guess what? You're not eating what you want. You're eating what's available and what God provide for you. You know? So that's the thing with life. You know, people get lost in this abundance. They become sick. Look. Let's use one of the most dangerous things. Let's use tobacco. Let's use tobacco for an example. Now everybody has access to tobacco. Back in those days, only a certain people could use it. Yes. The cigar, only a certain people could use it. It's either the farmers or the kings and queens of that time. Now everybody can get it. So instead of you have 4 people showing up at the hospital with lungs problem, you have a whole generation that is dying from smoking. You have a whole generation that is dying from smoking. Instead of you have a group of people that get sick from tobacco, because those days only those people could afford it. Now it's cheap. The machine has changed how much is being produced. So now everybody gets access to it. All right, look. Let's kick it up a notch or two. Abundance. Look at vape. When vape just came out, right? You had to have at least $100 to buy a vape gun. They were bigger, more metal. They were bigger. So some people didn't bother with it, but they make it so affordable you can't help but buy it because the machine comes in, and now the abundance is there, and now the marketing is there. They're marketing it, and then they're pushing it. And then what?
Consumption all over again.
Yeah, and then what happened is the abundance destroys us as human beings. It doesn't keep us focused on one thing. You don't want to vape, but you're at home and you're scrolling, and now you're seeing the vape, and now you want it, and now you get it, and now you're doing, and now you have lungs problem. You see what I'm saying?
Why though? Is it too much?
The abundance destroys us. That's what happened. All right, let me give you an example. I was playing soccer in Key West, right? And so
before you go into example, how do you distinguish scarcity from abundance? Because there are people who are too scared to take action because there's not enough money in the world, so let me just stay broke or find an excuse. And then you have people like you be like, no, there's money all around, we can go get it. So when do we actually need abundance, or where does you draw the line where abundance become greed and overconsumption?
Okay. Simplify your life. Be intentional with your words. Yes is yes, no is no. So, I'll give you an example. I decide I'm not going to eat pork, and I'm not going to eat crab, and I'm not going to eat no shell food. I'm just not eating that, and I'm not going to drink alcohol, and I'm not going to smoke. And I'm going to eat rice, chicken, egg, and water with a little bit of fruits. That's the only thing I'm going to eat. That's what I'm going to eat. All the other stuff I'm not going to eat. I'm going to eat this. Do you think your body is going to show you the result of what you're eating? Yes or no? When you look at somebody that has a simple diet,
Yes.
is it going to show you that, okay, this person is eating this kind of way?
Yes.
Okay, but okay, let's mix it up a little bit. What if we have people that are eating from the abundance? Is it going to show that, no, these people are really partaking in the abundance of this world? How do you know that? By looking at somebody.
You can see that you're eating a lot. You can see
Obese.
they're overweight and yeah.
Obesity,
Gonna
right?
eat a lot.
Okay, so this is what the abundance do. Okay, let's kick it up a notch or two. Somebody that has businesses, right? They have one business here and it's doing very well, and then they open another one, and then another one, and another one, and before you know it, they have 30. Let's use a fabric store for a reason, right? You're opening many fabric stores, you're doing well, you're successful, everything is going great. But what happened is now, the amount of stress you have to deal with to run all of those businesses and all of that stuff that you have to deal with, what happened is now, it takes away from your body. It takes away from your health, time, and strength that you will never get back, no matter how much money you have. If you had 3 of those businesses or 2 that does very well, and you run a tight schedule, you go to bed on time, you run your business on time, everything is on time, what happened is God's going to grant you even a longer life, because now you're not sitting up doing some form of drugs trying to get your brain to help you do all these locations that you have. So, you basically have time for yourself, your family, your health, and everything, because you don't have to chase the abundance.